would you kind of assess, where your offense was in the spring when you talked to then to now? Like, how much further have you guys made?
I think naturally there's a lot of guys that are a lot more comfortable with what we're doing. A lot of reps helps. The summer helps the way that things are in college football. The quarterbacks are getting it down, all the signal stuff, and it's been better. We need to be more consistent, but the guys are getting it down, so it's been better.
Do you feel like you're at the point you want to be at this point in camp, kind of compared to your expectations coming in?
Not yet. I think we need these next few practices. I think we need to be in a live situation with this scrimmage coming up. Whether it's 2-minute or third downs and substitutions. A lot of the stuff in practice is a little bit scripted right now, but we're doing some move the ball. But we need to see the scrimmage. We need to figure out who our best 11 guys are and get them on the field. So.
Has it been a noticeable difference with pads, full pads on?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing that East Carolina does, and Blake Harrell is the physicality. I mean, if you go out there, you can hear the pads popping. The inside run is live, and you get better at playing football by hitting. And so there's been a lot of live periods here and there, and I think you can definitely hear the pads popping. So on both sides of the football.
You said you didn't need the best 11, but who are some of the most consistent guys you see day in day out so far?
Yeah, I think starting up front, I think Bryce Weaver. I mean, I think he's had a really good camp. Obviously, he's an older guy that has it down. His technique-wise, I think Hayes Krill's done a really good job. Obviously, you guys know what Brock Spalding can do. He's a really reliable guy who's made some really big plays. And then the running back room, I thought Michael Allen's looked extremely good. He's been the most consistent, I think, in that room. He's doing a really good job, whether it's catching the football, running downhill, but he's done a lot of good things. So I'm excited about those guys. I think Ice is doing a really good job. Ishmael's doing a really good job as well at the tight end position.
Saw Michael Allen a little bit more Greenville guy coming back home, but
Yeah.
all the experience he's had in a lot of different offenses, I guess, through the years.
Yeah.
Do you see benefits of that with him?
No question. I think the best word for Michael is like savvy. Like you can put him out wide, you can put new things on him every single day, and like he just has a good feel, whether that's running with patience and switching his speeds up, whether that's catching the ball in the backfield, whether that's knowing where he's going on some of the tempo stuff, like he just gets it really fast. And I think you can tell he's played a lot of different football and a lot of different systems. So he's just a savvy guy that gets lined up pretty fast out there.
In the past, Brock has worked some of the inside as well as the outside.
Yeah.
If he finds his way earning enough playing time, could we potentially see him line up just kind of based off where the other guys fit and he just kind of fills in that last hole?
I think no question. I think as a coach, like that's your job is figure out how to get your best players the football. And Brock is definitely one of those guys if he's not the best. So whether he's inside or outside, I think the biggest thing with Brock is people not knowing where he's at and moving around, whether that's in the backfield, whether that's out wide, inside, stacks and bunches. He's a guy that you have to create space, okay, because once he gets the ball in his hands, he's special.
Has there been any separation between Mitch and Emory at this point? How's that situation look?
Yeah, I think, from the first question, I think they're so much more comfortable with the offense and operating. I think they've kind of gone back and forth. They're going with the ones each and every day. One guy will go with the ones one day, one guy will go with the twos. So they've both done some really good things. So they're still battling out. So we still need to have this scrimmage and a few more of these practices.
How important are those scrimmages? Because a lot of times scrimmages aren't that big a deal for some of the starters. But
Yeah.
in this situation, how big is the 15th and the 22nd?
I think nowadays in college football, like these scrimmages are different. Like you have so many new guys and new faces. It's like you need every single scrimmage and live situation you can get because there's so many new guys being put in every situation right here. Like I don't think it's 3 or 4 years ago where you're sitting all your good guys for a scrimmage or two. Like we got to see what these guys can do, and we got to figure out different personnels, and we got to get the right guys on the field. And the more football we can play right now, the better.
We've seen in the past maybe a 2-quarterback look for ECU. Is there any chance that we might see Emory and Mitch both play?
Possibly. We're going to see this thing play out, and I'm really just going to leave that to Coach Harrell. So it's a possibility. Anything's possible right now. So.
Coach Harrell said Monday that the receivers have shown flashes, but want
Yeah.
to see more consistency. You mentioned Brock. Who else has stood out to you for wide receiver?
Yeah, I think Jeremiah Melvin. He's been past 2 or 3 days has looked really consistent. He's a big guy. If you look out there, you know exactly who Jeremiah Melvin is. He's 6'5", 210 pounds. He needs to continue to get consistent. Brock is one, like we said. Landon was really consistent early on in camp. And then Ray. I mean, Ray, you see him with the ball. You guys have seen some of his highlights. Like, you got to figure out the way to get Ray the ball. Whether it's at 1 yard, whether it's down the field, he's extremely special. I think Ray's a guy who can do some really good things in this conference. So we're excited about him.
With your background as a receivers coach, how do you hold those guys somewhat of a high standard and you push for more excellence?
Yeah, I would say Coach Soto probably has the toughest job, similar to my mentor back in the day. And just me being hard on him, I know what it looks like. I know what it's supposed to look like. And this offense playing receiver is tough. Like, it really is. You're playing full speed tempo, and you know you're running a ton of routes, you're coming back and you're asking to do it again and again. But we got to have like from that room just more consistent day in and day out production. But yeah, it's tough to play receiver in this offense.
Do you want to like rotate throughout a game? 6 to 8 guys, or do you have like a top line group, or does that depend on the room?
Yeah, I think it's a fine line with getting your best guys on the field, but realizing like we're playing fast. We're gonna have to have a healthy rotation, okay, and some dead ball stuff with what we're doing, and get some guys in there. So we're gonna have to have 6 or 7 guys.
Does anybody emerge on the offensive line? Is that 6th, 7th, maybe an 8th guy?
You know, you like to be Marlio. Marlio can do some really good things. I'm excited about him. Bryson Esser, I think he's been more consistent. You know, he's a big, 6'6", 6'7" guy. I think he's really close. Trey Hardison is a guy I think can do some stuff. So that's, that question's a good question. Like that's going to be the most important thing is the depth of the 6th, 7th, and 8th O-line position. And I'm betting that everybody's feeling the same way around the country right now. This transfer portal.
With Brandon Best working at center, also Carson coming back.
Yeah.
Have you rotated both those guys? How has Brandon kind of grown to that center post spot?
Yeah, I didn't mention Brandon, but Brandon is definitely one of our best players. I mean, he is super twitchy. He can play center. He can play guard. They're kind of getting both splitting some reps just in case. But Brandon is really doing a really good job of communication and leading these guys. And Brandon's a stud, so we're excited about him. Carson's coming along. The more football that Carson Jones can play, the better. He's had some injuries, but I've been excited about what he can do. Everybody, they love Carson. He's a good leader on the O-line, so we're excited about him.
Talk to Coach Haynes in a minute. I'll ask him about your guys, but
Yeah.
who's giving you problems on the defensive side? Anybody ruining your day already?
Ooh, that's a great question. I guess one guy you always notice is DeJour. I mean, he's the guy that's on the edge. You got to know exactly where he's at. If you're drop back passing, like you can be in trouble if you live in that world because he'll be in the backfield in a hurry. So that's the guy I would say.
With Emory, he looks like he's running better than maybe we initially thought.
Yeah.
We kind of thought he's moving better than maybe you initially thought when you brought him in.
Yeah, I think it's been a point of emphasis to say, hey, like, don't forget, like, you're an athlete too. Get you out on the edge, get on some draw stuff, and just can't sit back there all the time. A little bit that's me doing a better job of calling some plays to get him on the edge too and get him comfortable. So I agree. He's definitely done a little bit better job of taking off when things aren't there.
I know you're really happy with the offense so far and the growth early in the season, but do you want to see anything more specifically out of the offense in practices and going into September 5th?
No question. I think we're definitely not there yet. I think the biggest thing with the offense is that we got to continually put 3 or 4 good days together. I mean, we had a really good day a couple of days ago and had just an okay day yesterday and today. So from the consistency level, I talk to the guys all the time. The guys are going to make the routine plays. The guys we're going to trust and put out there. So we just need to be more consistent as an offense.
How much of that as a coaching staff is you guys are throwing out so many different combinations? And
Yeah.
Is it part of that just kind of testing the waters and eventually you settle on some things?
Yeah, no, I think we're still figuring out exactly who we are right now, which is okay, and just trying to find that fine line with installation and then backing off and say, hey, we need to make sure that we're good at doing what we do. So it can be when you put too much on them and they go out there and struggle a little bit, you kind of back off a little bit and maybe redo that day a little bit, some of the concepts and what we're putting in.
How's Ashton been, running back?
Ashton Gray, he's been doing really good. He needs to be a little bit more consistent. I thought he put the ball on the ground, today in the red zone period that could have hurt us. He got back on it, but just a little bit more consistency from him. But you guys know when he flashes, he flashes. He can be a really, really good running back in this conference. So we're excited about Ashton.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you for your time,
Awesome.
Coach.
Thank you, guys.